Roblox Blue Lock Rivals has a huge problem that might end up ruining the game for everyone. And today I'm going to be becoming intellectual Floaty, nerd emoji Floaty with 1000 IQ. And I'm going to be telling you guys about what happened to Blue Lock Rivals, why Blue Lock Rivals is in trouble, and what's going to happen next. And also, if you guys cannot tell by my voice, I'm still kind of sick right now, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit weird in today's video. But anyways, make sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get right into this video. Alright, so as you guys know, last weekend was supposed to be one of the biggest updates in the history of Blue Lock Rivals. We got the Loki style introduced along with a brand new category of rarity, which is obviously the masterclass rarity. And you know, as you guys can see, the Loki style is a 0.015, and I'm pretty sure it used to be a little more rare, but they buffed it, which is still kind of crazy because 0.015 is like nearly impossible, bro. And the main problem with this is if something is this rare, you would expect it to be really good, but that wasn't really the case with Loki because a lot of the community was actually very upset with this update, including me. As you guys can see, they actually brought a new community relations person, which is Kura. As you guys can see, like, there's actually a bunch of messages, but I wasn't able to, like, you know, find them because so many people say things in the general chat. But if you actually go ahead and search up the word Crollo in the search bar, as you guys can see, there's a lot of people saying a lot of different stuff. For example, we got my boy Itoshi Rin saying, remember when Crollo said BLR was in good hands? So obviously, as you guys can tell, like, he's saying game is not as good as it was. Somebody else said, Miro, even Crollo thinks you're bad after the last update. He dissed you. What are you gonna do about that? And that's actually something that is true, surprisingly. So I'm gonna be showing you guys what this ducky guy is talking about, like, later in this video, so make sure to keep watching. But anyways, as you guys can see, man, everybody in the community is just saying how they miss Crollo. So I miss Crollo. Add Crollo back. Crollo, come and save your game, please. When Crollo coming back? Delete this Buns BLR and let Crollo make another one. Is Crollo coming back? Can we just tell Miro to delete Blue Lock Rivals and tell Crollo to make a new one? So as you guys can see, man, there's a lot of people very upset about the current state of the game. And I'm sure all of you guys know the reason why Crollo left is because he sold the game to a studio called Do Big Studios. And this studio is actually one of the most, like, famous studios on Roblox, and they own a bunch of big games, like, for example, Fish, Blade Ball, I'm pretty sure. So a bunch of big games is owned by the studio, and they actually got possession over Blue Lock Rivals. And at first when this happened, a lot of people were kind of scared because Do Big Studios, like, has a reputation of, like, you know, kind of ruining games. I don't want to, like, really, like, you know, make a statement like that, but, you know, we've seen it in the past. Like, for example, like, look at Fish. You know, Fish was a great game at first, and then, you know, it got bought by Do Big Studios, and as you guys know now, it's not the best game anymore. Matter of fact, I don't even know how many people are playing it. Oh my god. Okay, as you guys can see, it looks like Fish lost a lot of players, bro. This game was like one of the biggest games on Roblox at the time, and, you know, it just kind of got to the point where they added so much mini transactions, added so many game passes, like pay to win stuff. People just stopped liking the game because of that fact, bro. And I feel like the problem with Blue Lock Rivals is not that they're adding so many random emotes and, like, so many random, like, things you could buy in the game. I just feel like, you know, like, they're not putting as much quality as they used to do. Like, I feel like, for example, Loki was such a overhyped character, overhyped style, in my opinion, bro. Like, it would have, like, I was expecting it to be a lot better, in my opinion, bro. And I feel like a lot of the community also feels that way as well. And as a result of this, Blue Lock Rivals has been losing a lot of players. So as you guys can see over here, like, ever since this Loki update, like, you know, the game has been kind of decreasing in players. Like, even before the update, to be honest with you guys, like, the game used to go from, like, averaging 200,000 players daily, you know, 150, and as you guys can see on the graph, it just, like, had a gradual drop in terms of players and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of scary because, like, you know, Blue Lock Rivals isn't really an old game. Like, you know, it's been less than a year the game has came out, and, you know, seeing the game drop this, like, fast in terms of players is kind of, like, disheartening, bro. And once again, I feel like a big reason on why that is because, like, the updates have not really been up to date, and, like, you know, I just feel like the quality is not the best in these recent updates, bro. And like I did say, if you actually go through the game Discord server, you're gonna see a lot of, like, you know, community members saying things like how, like, the quality of the game dropped. You know, the game used to be, like, you know, decent quality when, you know, Crollo was in office and stuff. And obviously, as you guys know, when the big studios take over games, they, like, tend to, like, you know, try to make things come out as soon as possible. And, like, in return of that, they kind of drop in terms of quality. Because if you guys think about it, like, Loki was supposed to be one of the biggest updates in this game. Like, it's obviously introducing an even more rare category than the world class category. And yeah, I was pretty surprised when I saw, like, you know, the concurrent players of the game when Loki was out. Like, I was expecting the game to, like, hit, like, maybe 700,000, 800,000 players, like, on the game at once, like, CCU. It was pretty surprising how, like, less people played the game and, like, how less the CCU was, like, a day after. Like, I'm pretty sure the Kaiser update had a better CCU than the Loki update, and that's pretty crazy to think about because Loki is supposed to be better than Kaiser in this game. game. But anyways, after the community was like crashing out, they actually shut down the general chat in the Discord server so people can no longer talk. And shortly after that, it looks like they introduced a new community relations person. So it's somebody named Kura. So it's this guy right over here. So he said, "Hi all, I'm Kura and I'll be in charge of community relations moving forward. I have a few things to announce." And basically he like posted some Q&A form so people could ask questions and stuff. He also gave us 2 codes. So yeah, I'm guessing the reason why he gave us 2 codes is because the last codes that was posted in the last update barely give you any spins. Like, how are you supposed to get the style when the codes that you receive are not even enough to like get you a mythic, bro? Like, I feel like they're starting to like, make an effort on trying to fix things, which is something, at least we're getting. But yeah, anyways, as you guys can see, like I did say earlier in this video, they actually increased the chances of Loki. So it went from 0.013 to 0.015. I'm not sure if that's a noticeable difference. That's like 0.02. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. They also increased the flow chance as well. Same thing, 0.013 to 0.015. They fixed the description in the game. Q&A is going to be coming out soon. And yeah, the next thing I want to point out is this over here. So he said, "Please stop harassing staff, question helpers, and others. There's no reason to." And I feel like I actually kind of agree with this because at the end of the day, bro, like, the staff and like the people in the Discord server, they don't really have a say in terms of the game. Like, they're just working for the game, bro. Like, they can't really like, change like stuff in the game. So I kind of agree with this. Like, you should never like harass people. Like, at the end of the day, bro, you got to be respectful about things and stuff like that. And as you guys can see, this career person is actually trying to make a change. So he actually posted a bunch of polls in the Discord server asking the community what they want to see in the game. So the first thing that he posted is this thing right here that says, "What do you want to see the most in the game right now?" So we have refreshes, reworks, and new characters. And it looks like the majority of the people voted for refreshes. So I guess they're going to start like, refreshing characters, making them a lot better than they used to be. And I feel like they definitely should because so many characters in this game deserve a refresh. So here we are on the Blue Lock Rivals, wiki page. And bro, just look at all of these styles that we have in the game, bro. Like, I definitely feel like a lot of styles definitely do deserve some sort of rework. For example, I don't know why they like, downgraded Shidou. I feel like Shidou definitely does deserve some sort of rework as well. Karasu should definitely get reworked as well. Maybe Ryo, Nagi, like definitely Ryo and Nagi, bro. Like, I feel like there's a lot of styles in the game that, could be better. For example, in the epic category, we got Bachira, Hirori, Gagamaru, Corona. We got so many styles in the game. So I feel like what they should actually start doing is instead of adding newer styles to the game, they should make sure like the current styles that they have right now are good quality before making another style. And if they do add another style, they should make sure that other style is good as well. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like I did say many times in this video, I was very disappointed with Loki, bro. Like, I'm not saying that Loki is a bad style. I feel like Loki is a great style, but like in terms of his quality and his like visual effects, I feel like it could have been a lot better, bro. Like, it's not like visually pleasing in my opinion, bro. Like, if you compare like styles in this game, like compared to like other games, like maybe Goalbound, Azure Latch, you're gonna notice that there's a big difference in terms of quality. And I feel like Blue Lock Rivals should definitely like, consider quality in their game as well. Like, it's not always like quantity over quality. I feel like, making a style that's like enjoyable is better than adding a bunch of styles that is not enjoyable. So yeah, definitely, I do feel like they should start, reworking characters, and it looks like they actually are. So this is actually some good progress that we're getting to see. So I really do hope they, start to like figure things out and start changing from here on out, because like the way things are moving right now is not looking good for Blue Lock Rivals. Like I did say, it's a clear drop in terms of player base, bro. Like every single day, the game is losing more and more players, which is not good at all. But anyways, like I did say, man, a bunch of polls asking the community what they want, which is really, really good. So I feel like if you want a good game, you have to make sure you like, keep the community involved as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like they're actually starting to like, make a change, which is something that is a good sign. But like I was saying earlier, Crollo actually had something to say about Blue Lock Rivals as well. So as you guys can see, he has a code over here. So the code says "Do Better M." And listen, boys, I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure what he's referring to is Miro, which is the new owner of Blue Lock Rivals. So when he says "Do Better M," I am like 99% sure he's talking about Miro and telling Miro to do better with Blue Lock Rivals. And if you actually go on Crollo's TikTok, you're gonna notice that like he's been posting a bunch of stuff about like, talking about soccer and if he's coming back or not. So, there's a lot of people talking about how Crollo might be back soon. So I don't know if that's true or if it's like some, conspiracy theory going around, but if it is true, it's gonna be insane, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, like this game, the way it's moving right now is not the best way. I really do hope they actually start like, figuring things out, because the current moment, man, it's not looking good for Blue Lock Rivals, bro. And it looks like the next event or the next update on the Blue Lock Rivals like webpage is this one right here called Polishing Update. And what's crazy is they're actually like, you know, reworking King. And this was supposed to happen like 2 updates ago. So obviously, as you guys know, like 2 updates ago, they said they're going to be reworking King. Obviously, they did not rework him, and they said they were, but they just deleted it last second, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, bro. But it looks like they're actually going to be doing it in this update. Also, it's going to be major bug fixes, minor rebalances, low-key tweaks, and much more. So moving forward, I really hope that, you know, Miro and the dev team of Blue Lock Rivals take things a little bit more seriously and like actually lock in with this game, because this game is a great game, bro. Like, you know, it really set the space for Blue Lock games on Roblox and put like Blue Lock on the Roblox map, if you know what I'm saying. So I really do hope they don't like, you know, just ruin this game and just let it go to shambles like a bunch of other Do Big Studio games have in the past. But anyways, man, I'm sorry for yapping. Thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.